Welcome to the WellPlayed DLC podcast, Australia's juiciest gaming podcast. I'm your host, Zach Jackson, and joining me is Nathan Hennessy.
I am Nathan. Hey.
Hello. Also joining us is Adam Ryan.
Hello, I'm here too.
And Kieron Verbruge.
Hello, I'm here.
Lovely to see you all. First episode back for 2025. How exciting. We didn't really say goodbye in the last episode, but we are back now. I think you gathered that we took a break. Lovely to see you lads. How have you been? How was your break? Your Christmas, New Year's, all that jazz?
I'm ashamed to say that I didn't really go outdoors much, but you can probably tell that from my complexion. What about you? you fellas also looking slightly pale.
Well, it's been too hot to go outside.
It has. That's what I was kind of getting at.
That's maybe you can't go outside in summer. You'll just burn. Like
radioactive.
It practically is. So yeah, I try to stay in the shade as best I can.
Very nice.
Good thing we're all purveyors of the best activities in the great indoors.
I know. Good stuff. Well, before we kick into it, this week you'll notice there's no James. Now, James Wood is off on assignment doing something pretty cool. He and I got to play Assassin's Creed Shadows yesterday. That's all I can tell you. We can't talk about it this week, but we'll be able to talk about it soon. However, I do have a story for you. So, and this might not be that funny to people who haven't been to Ubisoft or done this kind of thing before. Maybe it will be. Let's find out. So, we're about halfway in this preview session. It's like a meaty preview session. It's like 4 hours, 4.5 hours. The whole day is about 6 hours ish. They got 2 rooms set up. There's like maybe, I don't know, I'm just going to throw a number out there, maybe 8 computers in one room and 6 in another, right? And in the room that I was in, there's only 3 of us plus 1 Ubisoft tech just kind of hanging around on a computer. Halfway in, I decided that I was like, oh, my phone's looking a bit flat. It's on 62%, right? I just want to make sure there's enough juice for the plane.
Yeah.
And that. So I go to plug in my charger into the wall near the door, and the guy's like, no, don't put it there because people might trip. Cool. He goes, all right, put it over into the corner. Now, into the one in the corner, you know those power boards that have the holes in the plug as well, so you can like double dip, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's got USB ports.
Gotcha. Yep.
No, I'm talking about
where it plugs into the wall. There's like another port there.
There's like a power point, so you can plug on top of the adapter of the power board.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm with you. I follow.
All right. Another hour after this, so we've been going for about 3 hours now. I go, all right, it's probably got enough juice. Walk over. I go to switch the power off at the switch, and the Ubisoft guy's like, no. I'm like, I look over, and like all these computers are connected to this port. I'm like, okay, fuck. Unplug the charger, and I'm trying to pull out my wall charger.
No.
And it's jammed in so tight, and I'm like getting like a little bit fucking nervous. I'm like, all right, I'm trying to get it, and then I just pull out the whole thing, like trying to pull out the plug. So
my favorite part of this is that you went to turn it off, and he's like, clearly don't do that. You'll cut the power to everything, and you're like, no worries, and just yank it out.
Clumsy.
So everyone's fucking PC, apart from one person's, turn off.
No.
Oh.
All their recording devices turn off.
All right,
I
let's
just
pack it in. We're going home early.
I'm like, fuck, get me the fuck out of here. Get me out of here. And the techie guy just looked at me. I think he wanted to kill me in that spot.
Yep, fair.
Thankfully, no recordings were lost. No progress was lost. We just had to, reboot the computers. So it wasn't fucking, thank God for that. So there you go. And then during my interview with one of the people there, I'm holding my phone, right? And I'm, recording, and someone from my work calls me. And because the phone's upside down, I've gone to swipe down because you know how you decline a call. You swipe down. Because it's upside down, I've fucking answered the call. I've had to like turn off. I've had to like hang up the call, kept kept doing the interview. Cool. Yep. Shake hands. Good job. No worries. Catch you later. Looked at my phone. Obviously, when I'd answered the phone, my phone had stopped. My phone had stopped recording the interview.
Naturally, yeah. You're
There
not
you
going
go.
out on assignment for a long time.
No.
You're not to be trusted to
Fucking
to
hell.
I thought I was the
fly
one
the
that
teal flag.
couldn't be sent anywhere. Hey.
So
Well, the list is growing apparently.
there you go. That's my little story that I thought I'd share with you. I
Oh.
just
That's amazing.
and look, in hindsight, it's funny, and you know the PR people at Ubisoft have basically said they're never ever going to let me forget about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there we go.
Is that why
So
they
there's my-
delayed the game?
Maybe. But on today's show, we're not talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows. We are talking, though, exciting the Well-Played Game of the Year awards for 2024. We've spent a little bit of time over the Christmas break just to crunch in as much as we can. We'll also share our gaming predictions for 2025, and we've got a couple little cheeky previews, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and Tales of Iron 2, as well as a review for Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. So,
Tight 60. Let's have it.
on that note, what did we? Let's give us a minute or two from each of you, as quick as you can. Any that you wanted to share for what you played over the break? Adam Ryan's got his hand up.
Adam from Well Played. So usually you would, crack into your backlog or, mop up some games that you've started, or as the rest of you probably did, go, I should probably have a look at the games that I haven't played for 2024 that might be on my list of like games of the year, right? I platinumed Choo Choo Charles.
Hell yeah.
Why though?
Key and I were bored, and we wanted to play a horror game, but all of the ones that I wanted to play weren't on sale, and Choo Choo Charles was. And she was like, that looks fucking dumb. Let's play that. And it was fucking dumb. Had a great time. There you go.
How hard
That's
was the
great.
platinum?
Yeah, how hard was the platinum?
Not hard at all. So yeah, I can see, you can see the cogs turning already. He's like, I've got a free afternoon this week. You should do it.
CHOO.
You'll have a great time. You won't regret it.
Nice. Nathan?
Yeah.
Kingdom Come Deliverance. The first game. Yeah.
Oh.
Spent most of my summer playing through that. That's a long, slow, laborious game. I had a good time with it though. I was playing it on PC. Did put a mod on to like remove the limited save system. I don't know if anyone recalls, but like you'd have to drink a potion to save. Turn that off, and thank goodness I did, because I saved. It recorded like how many times I saved. I saved over 1,000 times during the course of that game. It's a brutal game,
God.
and like you will
Holy
die
shit.
very easily. So, or like you just fuck up pickpocketing people and stuff, and just like, I want to roll that back. So it wasn't a very like authentic experience of that game, but I still had a fantastic time, which was obviously just training for the second game, which is coming out in a few weeks' time.
Lovely. Kieran, you get up to anything?
Look, I mean, I didn't have a break, so I didn't really play much. In fact, I probably played less in the last month than I have in a long time. But I did play Tetris Forever, which is the new one from Digital Extremes, who've done already done some great like game/documentary style packages. And this was really, really good, really good, like super good access to the people like behind Tetris, like from like the designer of the game to the people who like marketed it out to other countries and other platforms, and you get to play like the OG like Tetris with all its like ASCII text glory, and you get to like play the Nintendo ones and the Sega ones. It's really cool. So well worth checking out if you're at all interested in Tetris or retro games.
Sick. For me, mostly spent playing Silent Hill 2 Remake. Me and Anna have been playing through
Nice.
that. Hospital?
Yeah. Still going through it.
Still going through it.
So I don't really give a shit what you think about it. What's Anna think? How's she vibing with it? Yep.
She's growing on it, but she's sick of every enemy wearing heels.
It doesn't get any better.
Like her commentary
that's
is
But it is
that
a fair call.
is that it's all the same kind of enemy. There's no variety. It's just the same.
Yeah.
You telling me they all wear stilettos? Fuck you out of here.
But you know, we're having fun. Apart from that, a little bit more of Dishonored 2. I think I'm in the last mission now. Thank fucking only taken 9 years, but
Holy shit.
I think when me and Kieron first started talking, I think I was like, yeah, I'm gonna
This
totally
is picking
play
up a
this.
thread from when we first met.
Yeah.
You might be further through than me, mate. I'm like on the third last chapter.
Hmm.
We'll get
Yeah,
there.
I've been diving into it a lot, and just a little couple of bits and pieces here and there, just a couple of little teasers and tastes of some stuff. Yeah, that's that. Pretty good. One I actually have been playing. I'll give it to you right now. That's Tales of Iron 2: Whiskers of Winter. Got a little preview up on the website. The game is coming out January 28, so I won't really spend too much time chatting about it because we'll talk about it in a couple of weeks. But yeah, this is obviously a sequel to the first one, which is from a couple of years ago. And one thing that's really impressive from the first one is that game got a lot of support, got a lot of free DLC and a lot of free content and modes after that game came out. This game, Whiskers of Winter, does not really change the formula too much because, I mean, I gave that game a 9.5, so I thought it was pretty close to bang on. What they have done here is it's a different character. So you play as a rat called Arlo, and he's from I can't remember. It's like the north or something like that. And basically, it's like a wintry kind of vibe this time. In the preview, because you can play the prologue now, so basically the game starts and your Arlo's dad dies in an attack from some evil bats, and basically, it's Arlo's quest to then go out and seek revenge. What's new is that you now have spells or spell casting, so you can get in the preview we got ice, like an ice wind, which like freezes your opponent, and fire, and these are both on a cooldown. Your weapons have magical abilities now, but I think that was a thing before. I can't quite remember. The biggest change here, and the one that is a massive winner, and again, like massive props to Oddbug Studio, and that is that in the very first preview, which was the prologue, I don't know if you guys remember, but you had to sharpen your sword constantly, like all the time. Basically, everyone kind of didn't like that. They thought it was a bit shit, right? So they've actually listened to that feedback, and that feature is gone. Not gone. Sorry, it's reworked. So now it's like a little buff that you can get. So you can pick up these sharpening stones, and it's a one-time use, and it lets you deal extra damage for a certain period of time. So rather than being a mandatory mechanic where you got to fucking sharpen your stone every 10 hits or whatever it might be, it's now like a little perk that you can add in certain fights and stuff like that, which is really, really cool. I think it's a really cool way to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm super keen. We got to visit a really cool area called the Golden Forest in like Nestminster, and it's where you play as it's where it's home to the owls and stuff. So it just gives off massive Red Wall vibes and stuff like that. It's really, really, really cool. Art style is super great as always. It's got that medieval kind of like fairy tale storybook kind of art style to it, which is really good. But yeah, very excited for that on February 28th. So the review should hopefully be out then. It's still pretty hard too. So,
Do you reckon you'll end up platinuming this one, mate?
well, I'm doing the review on PC, so probably not.
Oh,
Yeah, I did
shame.
want PlayStation, but yeah, with this preview, the progress carries over.
Yeah.
So
So
I'm
you got a
like,
head start. That's
yeah,
good.
Yeah. Cool. Speaking of head starts, Nathan, you've been playing Kingdom Come
Yes.
Deliverance, which is a very good lead time on that one.
Yes, I suppose it is. Is that how we're going to start talking about the game's lead time?
I had to try and work in a
Oh,
head start somehow.
I'll take it off your hands. It's okay. I'll run with it from here, mate. Yeah. So we're playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, obviously, sequel to the first game.
Thank you.
Set only a few days after the end of the first game. That end, without spoiling it, because I'm sure people will come back to the first game, just involves your character, Henry, who's a orphaned blacksmith's son. He's now sort of risen through social ranks just a little bit to become like a lord's page. And him and this lord that he's paged to are going to go deliver a message to a neighboring region to kind of form an alliance in the face of a looming war that's brewing in Bohemia. That's kind of the setup. And then the second game just starts with you kind of like having been on the road. You kind of like just about reached your destination. And then you're told, you're just going to have a little camp overnight before you go into the town to drop off your message. But you decide to bathe in this like open stream, just sort of in the middle of nowhere. And while Henry and your lord are bathing, they get attacked. They get ambushed by some bandits. Henry can't swim, but by goodness, he tries his goddamn best to get to the opposite side of the river, cops an arrow in the shoulder, and drops 10 levels. So the game starts with you at like level 15. It is a first-person RPG, very much in the style of like your Skyrims and Oblivions and Fallouts. So everything you do has like stats and perks attached. Everything you do is like leveling up and progressing some kind of mechanism or system. Obviously, this is like the first game would have had you end on like level 15, but you're actually going to start this game kind of like at level 5. It's going to drop you back and then going to set you through a lot of tutorialization. So for any players that haven't played the first game, they'll be able to come into this and kind of, get spoon-fed on how to play it. It won't necessarily be much less intimidating though for new players and returning, because a lot of the systems have just changed a little bit. Everything's got a system attached, whether it's picking herbs and flowers in countryside of Bohemia, whether it's going hunting or gambling or socializing. Socializing, there's so many systems, it's exhaustive, lots of reputation systems, notoriety systems. It's a very dynamic sandbox that we've got. But anyway, while Henry is kind of getting reacquainted and recovering, like getting reacquainted with his skills, because he's got to kind of like a level up again now that he's taken an arrow to the shoulder. He's lost all of his gear, all of his money, and he really is just set square back to level 1, effectively, kind of. While he's in this sort of reduced state, he's got to try and also get his message to these lords, because that's his mission. So that's effectively the context of the preview that we've played so far. For me, that's taken like that little like quest line, so to speak, before our embargo cut us off, took me close to like 20-25 hours. Because there's a lot of world here, even though it's quite small and compact. There's a lot of detail and a lot of quest lines and that to get wrapped up in. There's a lot of life in this little Bohemia. Adam and Kieron have also played a little bit at the start. How have you guys found it so far?
I will likely not be playing this game past the preview and maybe review discussions that we have a little bit further on down the track, mainly because it's just not my general cup of tea. Like, it is a more hardcore RPG than what I'm used to / enjoy. Particularly with the combat, it has the whole star kind of orientation based combat, where it's like you have to make sure you're striking where the opponent isn't blocking, and you've got crossbows and stuff as well, obviously for ranged. But I was more taken by kind of, because I didn't play a great deal of the first. The tone of the game I found surprising and quite nice. Like it's not always self-serious. Like, it has obviously
not at all.
It has some overtones that have, like some grander things at play, but the general like moment-to-moment conversations you're having with people, it's pretty silly, and I actually really like that kind of energy it has. And I really enjoy interacting with the other characters. The dialogue and the systems behind the dialogue, I think, are really pretty engaging. But it's just that combat that won't be for me. But yeah, I dig it. And I think people who liked the first game will probably have a lot to like from this one as well. Kieron might have a different opinion, but that's for me.
I like it so far. I don't know how much I'm going to play of it because I don't know if I have the patience and the time to commit to
Which is
actually.
going to demand so goddamn much.
Yeah.
Like if you're not upfront about that, no point.
But yeah, in saying that, like I really appreciate how intentional everything is. Like if you want to do something, you have to commit to it, and you have to prepare, and you have to do the right steps. Like I started kind of playing it like a Skyrim, like an open world, like a typical open world first person RPG, and quickly found that
Yep.
that was not a good idea. One of the first things I did was just like there was a mission that was like, oh, you need to go over here, and so I went over there, and I just legged it from where I was to over there with no preparation.
B.
I didn't brew any potions, didn't do anything like that. Just went there, and then halfway down, I don't know, Nathan, if it cropped up in when you were playing, but like there's a bloke up a tree getting attacked by wolves, and you
Yeah,
have to like
I
slay
know
the
what you're talking
wolves.
about. Yep.
Slaying the wolves was hard enough because I
Yeah,
had
wolves
nothing.
fucking suck in the early hours.
They're
of
they're actually kind of
ACD2.
shit to fight when you
They're
don't
not
have a
fun.
crossbow or anything.
Yeah.
But so I slayed the wolves, picked him up. Then it was nighttime, and I didn't have a torch or any way of like seeing anything. So it's pitch black.
Pitch black.
And you've got this dude on your back, and
Yep.
he's like, all right, I know where we need to go. We're going to do it by landmarks. And I was like, well, fuck.
And he's drunk as fuck as well. That's something that you've
He's
left
drunk.
out.
He's like, go to that tree. I'm like, I can't. There's what? He's like, go to the anthill. I'm like, I don't know. Like, what am I doing here? But like, that obviously would have gone very differently if I had adequately prepared. And I like that that happens. But the save system frustrates me for that same reason, that I can't make mistakes, and I don't like a game that punishes me for spending 2 hours doing something and then fucking up and having to lose that 2 hours. Like I get it, but yeah, I just don't think I can commit that amount of time to getting it.
Yeah, because being good at video games doesn't get you very far in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
No.
It expects you to have an intimate knowledge of how its world treats a person, and it does not treat it well. This is a very authentically medieval setting. Everything is basically prone to kill you with or without your input. So getting to know what's like going to be fatal for you and what's not, that could require so much like right up front investment. That in itself is such an extraordinary learning curve that's going to just burn a lot of people out. Like
I do really like the idea of like being able to talk my way out of like getting to a point where I can talk my way through the rest of the game, because the dialogue system is fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like the fact that you have to think about like how dirty you are, what you're wearing, where you are. Like if I say something that doesn't match where I am or what I'm doing, people are going to be like, well, no, that's obviously a lie.
I really liked it. Took me by surprise because I introduced myself as like not as a noble, but like as an advisor to someone. And then I said something that was more akin to being like a knight or a warrior. And they were like, what the fuck? That's conflicting information. And I wasn't like prepared for it to be like paying that much attention. So yeah, that was really good. I will say, like, I think it's great that this game is made for a specific person. I love that it doesn't try to speak to everyone. It's exactly. The sick fucks like Nathan. Like it's not trying to speak to a broad audience. It's talking to a niche, and it's doing it really well. And I think that's great. I think it's really cool.
I'll probably only just leave on two quick last points. One of them being on that social system we're talking about. One thing they really spend a lot of time just like in the nuts and bolts of the back end of this. So you've now got 3 outfit slots, and they really want to emphasize you build a social outfit, and every single item of clothing in the entire game, anything you can put on your body, and there's a lot you can put on your body, will have things like how they affect your conspicuousness. If they're a kind of like silver object or not dark, they'll have visibility properties, as well as cleanliness, as well as just the details on them if there's any kind of religious symbolism or stuff like that. So my social outfit at the moment is like extremely inconspicuous, but also extremely charismatic, and features a lot of like saint imagery, and that really seems to get folks excited. Like really having to spend a good amount of time deliberately composing an outfit just to get significantly better returns in the game's social system means also completely circumventing quest lines, which I have had success doing. Not that they always have great consequences. It's just fantastic for a role-playing game. And the second is, have any of you guys, do you know what saltpeter is, just as an aside? So you've heard of saltpeter, right? It's like a alchemical property, maybe.
Heard of it, yeah.
Yeah, anyway, this game gives you an entire quest line on like what saltpeter is, and it fully expects that a lot of players won't understand what saltpeter is, but as a mild spoiler, it is a kind of mineral produced from corpses, like rotting bodies, particularly abundant in mass graves. So there's a point in this game where you've got to like source it, and to do so authentically, you have to lick it. So you have to go through graveyards licking corpses to see if you can get authentic saltpeter. Just fucking funny shit. This game has so much fun knowing that its world is so bleak. It doesn't need to create bleak quest lines or anything like that. Rather than, weak because everything's depressing. Let's just have a bit of fun with it. And it gets mighty silly. So I'm having a fantastic time.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Good stuff. Well, you can check out your preview up on the website now, and that game does come out February 5th.
5th.
I think, Adam, you might have got the information switched around with the two games here.
Yeah, certainly did, mate.
But February 5th. So, yeah, good stuff. Speaking of good stuff, Kieron, you've been playing Donkey Kong Country Returns HD.
I sure have.
Far away.
Yeah, I mean, I'll keep it brief. Donkey Kong Country Returns HD is Donkey Kong Country Returns in HD.
Bang.
Fucking brilliant.
There you go. I don't know. It's it's interesting. It's not like it's not just the fact that it's like a HD port of a game from 2010, but it's like the second Donkey Kong port to come to the Switch, but the first game in that series. So 5 years ago, we got a port of this game's sequel to the Switch. So it's kind of like, it definitely just feels like it's a little bit of calendar fodder that they've saved up for the Switch's end of life holiday. And just gone, here you go, like, here's something to tide you over. But the good thing is, like, the game still rips. Like, it's still a great platformer. I don't know, like Retro Studios did a great job of kind of taking the mantle of the 2D Donkey Kong Country games like 15 years ago when they first made this game. It's easily like one of the best like 2D like side-scrolling platformers this side of like Rayman Legends. It's got the Nintendo charm. It's got challenge, like a level of challenge you don't typically associate with a Nintendo platformer. Great level design.
Meaning that it's fucking hard.
It's like it's one of those games. It's like it's easy enough to play, but it's like hard to master. Like that classic like kind of turn of phrase. But it's great for that. And this version essentially is like a mashup of the Wii and the 3DS versions, because when they released it on the 3DS a couple of years after, they added like a slightly more approachable difficulty setting. They added some extra levels. So that's all in this version. So you're essentially getting like the handheld experience and the big screen experience in higher definition with like better models and textures and stuff. But yeah, it's at the end of the day, it's the same game. They haven't changed anything. It plays the same. Like the visuals are the same but sharper. So it's kind of like that two-sided sort of thing where if you have nostalgia for the game or if you haven't played it before, it's great. But if you're expecting anything new, you're not going to get it. Is
Sick.
Essentially it.
Nice.
But yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. No shout outs this week. I don't think we've got anything going up. But
what score did you give?
Oh yeah, sorry.
DK.
Oh, sorry. I gave it an 8. Based purely on the quality of the source material for the most part.
Yeah, nice. Game, it slaps. It's so good. Tropical Freeze,
So
though.
good.
Holy fuck! If you haven't played Tropical Freeze,
Well,
what are you
that's the
doing?
tricky thing, right? Because Tropical Freeze
yet.
It's like it's better
It's
in
never been
every
on sale.
way. and it never
That's
will
very
be.
fair.
So
Yeah.
pick it up whenever you like.
I'd really love to. Yeah.
What a time!
What a time. All right, speaking of good times, let's get into the good stuff. The WellPlayed Game of the Year Awards for 2024. Woo! Yay.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, I'll whip through them pretty quickly. I probably won't be able to do them in the order you've got here in the doco. Adam, I do apologize. Because
Doesn't
I
matter,
do
mate.
have the spreadsheet in front of me, so don't get too upset.
Is it just
So-
you and Adam that have had like a little sneaky peek of what the results are?
Adam
I
doesn't
haven't
know
had
them.
anything.
Oh, cool, nice.
The only
yeah,
other person that
excellent.
Nothing
knows
at all.
is Mr. Ash Whaling because he is making the graphics, and he wasn't on
Poor
here.
dog
If-
that reacts.
He's the fancy picture man, so he does need to know.
Nancy Pitcher Man.
So what I will start by saying thank you for voting to the people that did. However,
Well played contributors.
I don't know what the
I
fuck
like
it
that you've
is.
lubed this up for us.
Don't know what the fuck it is about you fucking people, but you just can't vote correctly. It's the same every year, and every year the same people fuck it up. God,
So it was fancy Pitcher Man again.
he did, he fucked it up again. But
Me too, no doubt.
what was really surprising, and I'm going to give you a little spoiler here right now, is that one of the winners for a category is actually ineligible because it doesn't qualify for the category that people voted for it in a lot.
Gonna
And
be an indie game.
I have a guess for what that is.
and this fucking, so it's like this probably
Well,
could have
that's
won the,
right.
this could have actually probably have won the award that it's meant to win, but it didn't because everyone else fucking voted for it in the wrong fucking
No.
category.
Oh no, that
No,
makes it
indie
even
game.
worse.
Please
I
don't.
know, we know what game it is.
It wouldn't,
know you
it
know
wouldn't
what
be
game it
because
is.
there's two very similar categories. It's like-
But they're very clearly different. Like fuck.
Very clearly,
Ah.
you've proven that.
Stop dancing around it. Give it to us.
Pull the
All right.
Band-Aid off.
So the self-published indie game of the year would have been Balatro if it had fucking qualified for that. But it doesn't because it has a fucking publisher. So for those wondering at home, we have two indie of the year, so we can separate the ones that are self-published to give them a little bit of love and give a little bit of showtime to the third-party published indies as well. So as you probably know, well, apparently fucking half the team at WellPlayed didn't know, but Balatro's got a publisher, so that does not qualify. Actually, I will say that it would have tied. So, all right, very, very quickly, let's whip through, go from the bottom to the top. 1 vote each to Locomotive and I'm Your Beast and Tiny Glade. 2 votes each to Little Kitty, Big City, Blackheart, Thank Goodness You're Here, and All You Need Is Help, and Animal Well. 3 votes. Now, I'm going to just cut myself off here a little bit quickly to Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars Reforged. We did have a little bit of an asterisk in terms of your remasters don't quite qualify.
Sure.
But given that this is a separate, not the, the big trophy, I thought, and they did enough, I think, to kind of get in on this. Did enough.
You thought, fuck it, I'm making up the rules anyway, so I'll bend them for myself.
I think in this level of thing,
Resident Evil 2 all over again.
It should have been.
anyway, didn't fucking win, so it doesn't matter. So 3 votes to Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars Reforged. 3 votes to 1,000 X Resist. 3 votes to Solemn Inferno. 3 votes to Grun. 3 votes to Kill Knight. Joint winners on 6 votes each. Another Crab's Treasure. Never fucking heard of it. And UFO 50.
Hey, nice. UFO 50 fucking
Hell
slaps.
yeah. Both of
and
those games slap.
And Balatro. So, good job. So,
But just
All
to
right.
clarify
Hell
again,
yeah.
that category was
self-published indie of the year.
Self-published.
Self-published. Now we move over to the third-party published indie of the year. This is any indie vibey style game that has a publisher. So, your Annapurnas,
Balatro.
your Raw Furies, your Balatros, etc.,
Fuck.
etc. I will give a shout out to James who voted for Unknown 9 in this category. And I was like,
He did what? Yeah,
James voted, and I was like, no. So that that did not count. He actually fucked up in his self-published votes, so those self-published votes went into his third party.
right. Okay, cool.
So on 1 vote, Arco, Animal Well, Turnip Boy Robs a Bank, Neva, Plucky Squire. 2 votes, Pacific Drive, Angerfoot, Conscript, Completely Stretchy. Oh, apparently Neva's in there, so Neva must have 3 votes. Sorry, I must have missed that one. Neva on 3 votes. Solemn Infernum 3. Fear the Spotlight 3. Haunty 3.
Mhm.
I fucked this one up big time. Conscript must have got 6 votes then, because it's on. Anyway, didn't fucking win, so it doesn't matter. But it's in there in the middle. Conscript. Dungeons of Hinterberg 4, Ultros 4, Lorelli and the Laser
Lorelei.
Eyes
Lorelei.
4, sorry. Second place, Balatro, 4 votes. Now, this is going to be interesting because I don't know how this one goes, but sure. You got the most votes. On 6 was Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown.
Oh, I mean, I'll pay it. It's not sure.
That's a
Game fucking rules. So,
but
there
I
is
mean,
that.
if fucking people voted in the right categories, we wouldn't have this fucking problem, would we? Shout outs.
So far, I feel vindicated.
All right, whip through a nice and easy one. Multiplayer
Hang
/
on.
live service.
Very quickly,
of
Stack Jackson,
the
did you vote for
year.
Dungeons of Hinterberg?
I did.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Anyway,
did.
continue on. Sorry.
Multiplayer live service of the year. Ready or Not 1, Space Marine 2, Space Marine 2 1, Payday 3 2. That was me. Marvel's Rivals 2, Dragon Ball Sparking 02.
Yeah.
Super Mario Jamboree 3, Call of Duty Black Ops 6 3, and Helldivers 2 13. The winner.
So wait,
Helldivers 2.
the votes went from 3 to
Helldivers
13.
won.
Bit of
Wow.
a rift. Nice.
All right, best art style. Oh, I think that's fucked up. All right, best art style. We got Harold Halibut on 1 vote, Arco 1 vote, Dragon's Dogma 2 1 vote, Conscript 1, Space Marine 2 1, Blood 1, Black Myth Wukong 1, Sandland 2, Unicorn Overlord 2, UFO 52, Poppy Playtime Chapter 3 2, Kill Knight 2. And then on 3 votes we got Dungeons of Hinterberg, Empire of the Ants,
hell yeah.
Astrobot, Haunty, this game again, Lorelei,
Lorelei.
and the Laser Eyes, Neva 3. And then Fear the Spotlight, Ultros equals second on 4. And then the winner is Metaphor Refantasio Tazio
Fair.
Of course it is.
Fair enough.
How many points?
on 11. Let's go to narrative of the year. 1 vote, End of View, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Another Crab's Treasure, and Neva. 2 votes, Dungeons of Hinterberg, Fear the Spotlight, Open Roads, Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. Every time it's going to get me. 3
Nailed
votes,
it.
Banishes Ghost of New Eden, 1000x Resist, The Thaumaturge, Indica, Silent Hill 2, Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2. Now, 3rd place. Well, actually, no, 2nd place, sorry. Still Wakes the Deep on 5.
We carried that, didn't we? Did you vote for that as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you did.
joint winner on 8 votes each, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, and Metaphor Refantasio.
That's cool. That's a nice double billing.
We'll go to
Double
best.
Sega header.
Go
Indeed, yes.
Best game design. All right, 1 vote. This is me again, your boy, Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars Reforged. I really like the way they did that hint system. That's basically why that got my 1 vote. Metaphor Refantasio couldn't get off the ground though. Little Davey Beckham, 1 meal a week. Can't come back when you're serious on 1 vote. Arco 1 vote, and then joining that on 1 is Shin Megami Tensei 5, Vengeance, UFO 50, Kill Knight, Space Marine 2, Little Kitty, Big City, Lorelei and the Lazy Eyes, Animal Well. 2 votes. The Pluckies. Wait, did I fuck it up?
Not the
best
bit that you've
way.
been fucking up the
Best
rest
way.
of the time. Lorelei and the Lazy Eyes.
They're fucking lazy eye, man. No, she can't do the puzzles.
Holy shit, that was fucking great. My favorite thing is we were all so collectively proud of you for getting it right the previous time.
Fucking hell. Shit, 2 votes. The Plucky Squire. Thank goodness you're here. Helldivers 2. Another Crab's Treasure. 3 votes. God. Solium Infernum. Senua's Saga's Hellblade 2. Balatro on 3. Equal second on 5 is Dragon's Dogma 2. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. And Balatro must have come second. Sorry, I fucked up here too. And then you got 8 votes. Second is Balatro. And then Astrobot takes out the cake on 11
Hey.
votes. Good job. Mm. Best sound design. Quiet Place, The Road Ahead.
Was that you, mate?
That was me. I thought that game did really, really good. I thought that sound design in that game was really good. Pretty, the game was a bit dog shit, but anyway. Joining it
Fair
on
enough.
one vote is Conscript, Dragon's Dogma 1, Dragon's Dogma 2, Poppy Playtime Chapter 3, Balatro. 2 votes, Helldivers 2, Animal Well, Haunty, Metaphor, Refantasio, Tazio, God, Call of Duty Black Ops 6. 3 votes, Ultros. 4 votes, Space Marine 2. Now, equal third, Pools. And
Nice.
Hellblade 2 Senua's Saga on 5. Astrobot takes home second. And the winner, Silent Hill 2 Remake.
Yeah.
Nice.
Best soundtrack. Now, I gave up because it was taking way too long because no one else apart from me actually put in who the composer was. So I've only got the top 3 who the composers are. I couldn't be fucked searching all the time for all these composers. So apologies for those out there. Slitterhead 1, Nobody Wants to Die 1, Neva on 2, Shin Megami Tensei 5, Vengeance 2, and Another Crab's Treasure 2, Haunty 2, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth 2, and then on 3 votes all the way, we go Payday 3, Silent Hill 2, Angerfoot, Ultros, and Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2. That doesn't sound like the right name. But anyway, we get the gist. Wait, so I fucked it up last time then? Whatever. I just copied and pasted from the thing, so whoever bloody stitched me up there. 3rd place, 6 votes, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which is, oh boy, Masashi Hamazu. Yeah, and Misuto Suzuki.
You did all right.
Thanks, mate. 2nd place on 9 votes, Metaphor Refantasio, Shoji Meguro. And then the winner is 11 votes, Kenneth CM Young, Astro Bot.
Ooh.
Good job.
Some fucking earworms in that game. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Speaking of good job, best performance. So we got 1 vote to a good mate, Troy Barker, who played Indiana Jones in the Great Circle. Then you got Nee Do from 1000X Resist. I'm not sure who he played. That wasn't in the thing. I didn't look. Then you got
This is gonna be fun.
yeah, this is not a good idea. Maseji Naroki, who plays Victor from the Thaumaturge.
Yep.
Yeah, 1 vote, shout outs. And then Satori Gucci. Wait, yeah. Who plays Eric Tomizawa from Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth.
Hell
Then you got Humbly Gonzalez from plays Kai in Star Wars Outlaws. Chris O'Reilly, who plays Thorgester in Hellblade 2. Big Clive Standen plays Titus in Space Marine 2. Philippe Spall, who plays Hisme in Like a Dragon. These are probably way off. And then we've also got Russ Bain. This is on 2 votes, equal 3rd place. Russ Bain played Red McWraith from Banisher's Ghost of New Eden. Matt Berry, who plays the Garden in Thank Goodness You're Here. Alec Newman, who plays Kaz from Still Wakes the Deep. Kaiji Tang, who plays Ichiban Kusuga. Now, one of these guys, I think I looked up because I got multiple people this same character, and I was like, I'm confused. One of them's the English.
2 different languages. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Is this? I think this is Kaji. Sure, 2 votes. Then you got Kazuhiro Nakaya, who plays is the same character in Like a Dragon. 2nd place, you got Melina Jurgens, who plays Senua and Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. And the winner on 6 votes is Luke Roberts, who plays James Sunderland in Silent Hill 2.
Yo.
Nice.
All right.
Nice.
Second last
Good work
one.
getting through that.
Aussie made Game of the Year. Now, this one I thought prior to counting the votes, I thought fucking shoe in.
Unscripted.
Absolute shoe in. 1 vote, Arco. 1 vote, Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. I had to fucking go double check that to make sure that wasn't a fucking joke. But it's legit.
Not a joke.
Botworld, Odyssey, Wild Bastards, and Max Mustard all share the 1 vote. Solar Infernum, Short Trip, and Bears in Space on 2 votes. 3rd place, Kill Knight on 4 votes.
Fuck. I mean,
2nd
good.
place on 5 votes. Conscript.
I'm running the maths
That's it.
here.
Do we know what?
Fuck off. It's Plucky Squire.
Plucky Squire, winner on 7 votes. Shout
upset.
outs.
Interesting.
Me? I'm not
Interesting.
upset. Me? The people spoke. The people get what the people want. Unless it's...
People being your employees. Fuck them.
This is a democracy, mate. All right. Game
Sure it is.
of the year. 1 votes. Conscript, 1000X Resist. Oh, God, here we go. Lorelei and the laser eyes. Fear the spotlight. I'm scarred. 2 votes. Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. Space Marine 2. Dungeons of Hinterberg. Dragon's Dogma 2. Black Ops 6. 3 votes. Banishes, Ghost of New Eden. Solium Infernum. Helldivers 2. Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2. 3rd place. 5 votes. Metaphor, Refantatio.
Mm-mm.
2nd place. 7 votes. Balatro. 1st place, 12 votes, Astrobot.
Yeah,
So
boy.
Astrobot is the
Nice.
well-played game of the year. Well, sorry, the game of the year for the WellPlayed Game Awards for 2024. Good job. Shout outs to Team Asobi for taking out that big prize. What a prize it is. You know,
You love to see it. What a
And
You
phenomenal
love
shoulder
game.
to shoulder
to
with
see it.
Resident Evil 2.
that's
Yeah.
it.
Hall of Legends.
I mean,
Truly.
there's nothing in here that I could re-game.
Yes. Yes.
And Game of the Year, Banishes Ghost of New Eden. Wild.
Yeah, don't think I didn't see that score like 3 points. What's up there?
Yeah, right.
That is my. I went through it and I was like, fuck, that's got to be my game of the year. Even though, okay, so I was going to do this. So what's
Was that your number 1?
Yeah, so I was gonna say after this we'll quickly go
Rough
around the
year.
room and just talk about our number 1 picks or any other thing we want to give a shout out to. Yeah, mine was Banishes Ghost of New Eden. For me personally, I think this year was probably the weakest year I've had in a long time. I didn't play as much as I probably would have liked, but even then, like, there was nothing that really grabbed me by the nuts. You know what I mean? Like, I really thought the performance and the writing in Ghost of New Eden was absolutely fantastic. That carried a lot of that game. The length and kind of the combat towards the end, you know, didn't just kind of made a little bit of a drag towards that like 25-hour mark. But I really did enjoy it. You know, I thought, yeah, it was quite good. So that was my game of the year. Nathan.
Yeah. So I considered this on 2 sort of levels. One was game that I enjoyed the most. I kind of like thought about the most, kind of stuck with me the longest, and that was Solium Infernum. Wasn't my highest rated game this year, but it's a game that like there's Nathan before he played Solium Infernum, and there's Nathan after he played it, and the rest of 2024 was a weird year after that. That was a very monumentally defining game for me, and where I got to make peace with my like worst half, being a piece of shit and a horrible person to other people as a method of success. Had to come to terms with that. But the game that I spent the most time with, that I think got like 2 votes from me, was probably like Black Ops 6. Like, oddly, to have such a Call of Duty make such a high contending mark on the game of the year for me was, I just keep coming back to it, man. It's just so satisfying. I know it's junk food, but I didn't play
Mm.
many games this year that I was
I
like,
was-
this is masterpiece of art.
I was very surprised by that when I saw that in there.
What's this doing here? I'm in Black Ops 6. Yeah,
Yeah,
cat's fine. How are
the
you?
cat's right.
Yeah.
What was
Loves it.
Bernie's game of the year?
Also Black Ops 6.
Checks out. Checks out.
Yeah.
Kieron, what was yours? What was your number one?
I don't remember.
Right, let me.
Classic.
Make it
Pretty
up.
sure it was Balatro. But you may have to correct me on that.
All right, Adam, give us yours, and I'll double check the archives here.
Astrobot was my number one. For obvious reasons, if you've read my review, I think that game is top to bottom absolutely phenomenal. The fact that the free little like PlayStation 5 essentially like I don't know, a tech demo, I guess, that was to like introduce you to the new controller and how it works and the SSD and the lack of load times and all of that shit, like captured so many people was ridiculous. Like it had no right to be that good. And I think a lot of people probably wondered if a full price product would be able to kind of recapture that and build upon it. Yeah, they absolutely did. Team Asobi are unbelievably good at what they do. And the fact that they crammed in so many genuinely fantastic mechanics and little quirks into that game is pretty unreal. Light, which I think either got my second or third, and a fantastic little horror game that I think deserves a play from everyone who's either into the genre or like if you're vaguely like if you ever wanted to kind of play a horror game but you've been too apprehensive or too scared, this is like the perfect my first horror game. It's fantastic.
Yeah, you gave that one a 1 vote. Kieron, your 3 votes went to Balatro. Yep.
Hell yeah.
What a game. Holy shit.
And is anyone here guilty of voting for it in self-published? No. What is weird is that, Kieron, you voted that as your game of the year, but didn't give it your 3 votes for published indie of the year.
No. I thought there were more deserving games in that category. But in terms of like the overall, like the game that made the most impact on me as a whole, like it was that.
I don't think I've played a game on my phone since like Angry Birds. So the fact that Balatro has convinced me to go back to play a game on my phone is wild.
I've had to like ban myself from downloading it on my phone. It's PlayStation or nothing. That's how like much of a hold that game has on me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's wild how good that game is. It's so addictive.
Nice. All right, anything we want to shout out before we move on? I actually want to give a quick shout out, and I didn't even rate this game very highly, but I gave 1 vote to Harold Halibut for the art style. I thought that stop motion, claymation, whatever I think it was stop motion stuff I thought that was really, really, really cool art style. And soundtrack, I want to give a shout out to Rat Vader is his name. He's the composer, and he did Ultros, which is a really, really cool soundtrack.
Yeah, nice.
And that's a really, really amazing art style too. I was actually listening to it on the plane yesterday. It's a really, really cool soundtrack. That's the game I would have played a lot more of over the break had I had proper time. That game is really cool.
I have one other very quick shout out because I had to stop and think really hard for narrative of the year because I just didn't play many like story rich games this year. That's just not the vibe I had for 2024. But Still Wakes the Deep is a game that stuck with me more than I thought it was going to. From like it's by the Chinese Room, and it's like took me like 4, 5, maybe 6 hours to finish horror game. It's kind of walking simulator / horror game, but the voice acting, the writing, and just the overall story in that game is like they're all second to none. Really, really good. Like surprisingly good. So yeah, I think that game's pretty fantastic.
I agree. That got your top gong in that award, and that got my 2 votes in that one. Good stuff.
Yeah, go play it.
All right. Nathan, you got any more before we kicking on?
I think I was just happy to have a couple of opportunities to chuck the Thermaturge up there. I think Thermaturge was a bit of an underdog for 2024.
I need to actually like give that a go now that it's on console.
You did actually. You did give it a vote though.
Well, I got the voice actor in there, and I might have chucked it in there for something
Yeah,
else.
I think it was that one. Was it 2 votes? So you got 2 votes for published indie.
Right.
And there was one more.
Excuse me.
No.
Narrative.
Narrative. Yeah.
Narrative. Because it was one of the like Adam, I didn't play many games with like that were notable for their storylines. So the few that I did play stood out, and that was definitely one of them. A lot of work was put into that story, its characters, and its world building. It was delightful.
Amazing. Good work. All right, let's go into the juicy stuff and get some predictions.
Let's get it.
All right, I'm going to start with one of the people who aren't here. So we'll rock through those and then we'll switch it out so you're not hearing too much of my voice. Ash Whaling. So it's spread across a couple of emails here. So, number 1, Xbox will announce a handheld. It won't be anything exciting or bespoke like the old days, like say a PS Vita or a Switch 2. Instead, it'll be a lackluster pre-built Porter PC imitation, Steam Deck or Rogue Ally ECT, ETC. The name will likely be goofy and do no favors for the current round of funny Microsoft gaming optics out there. Number 2, Sega keeps the same momentum going with an announcement of Sonic Frontiers 2. Number 3, Valve will announce a title that isn't Deadlock. All right, second email. Sega will announce a Dreamcast Mini. People will be overjoyed before realizing it is lacking at least one of the Sonic Adventure games. What the hell, Sega? 5. The beloved child of Xbox, Master Chief, will jump ship to another console outside of the Microsoft family. Only no, it ain't PlayStation. The Master Chief Collection is coming to the Switch 2, baby. 6. Another Resident Evil reboot film is announced. Maybe they'll get it right this time.
They got it right with the Netflix show. I don't know what he's talking about.
All right. Who's up? Kieron.
Oh no, don't pick me.
You've been picked.
Are we doing one at a time? Are we round table?
Or do you just want me to give it all
Let's just
to
whip
you?
through them.
I just whipped through them. Yeah, right. Just because I got different people's to go through. So.
Righto.
Yeah. All right. Well, I haven't done have I done one of these before? I don't think I have. So I was like, I don't know where on the scale of like reality to pin mine. So I tried to keep it serious. Ish.
I mean, most of them, yeah. I think that's about it.
First one, Mario Kart 9 will be a launch Switch title, easy answer. But it'll also be a free to start title, so people can either purchase the full game and get everything, or start it for free and buy the stuff later. Second, PlayStation will cancel another live service title, probably Fair Games. Third, PlayStation will finally open data centers in Australia to allow for game streaming.
That's a good one.
That's really good.
Fourth, Jeff Keighley will pass away.
Had to do it to him.
Imagine if I got it right, though.
I know.
Like, how good is that?
Can we bookmark this?
Holy fuck. You've just predicted a man's death. That's bold.
It's a change from predicting the death of digital infrastructure every other year.
Okay.
Industry icon.
Sorry.
Oh, shit.
Xbox will sell or spin off multiple studios that it's bought and not released anything out of.
Okay.
Go on.
The next God of War will be teased or announced with a very quick turnaround to launch and a brand new setting.
Cool.
And my last one, I think it's my last one. Yeah. Off the back of the handheld PC boom, we'll start to see a rise in console-like micro PCs that run SteamOS and plug straight into your TV.
Oh, so we're back to late 2000s HD PCs.
Hell yeah. Shield TV. All that shit.
Nice work.
I
Good
like it.
stuff. All right. James Wood has got, looks like 7 or 6 here. Assassin's Creed Shadows underperforms and Ubisoft undergoes a massive restructure resulting in unprecedented industry layoffs. Capcom announces RE9 and RE5 remake at the same time as they bring the franchise continuity in line. Continuity, that's what I was looking for. God. Nintendo will re-release its best Switch titles as enhanced Switch 2 games at full price each. Xbox will give up the ghost and finally embrace being a third-party publisher, publicly stating all of its major titles will be ported to Switch 2 and PS5 within 6 months of Xbox launch. The cultural shift beginning in places like Meta will start to seep into gaming as we see collective shift back to edgier comments and broader anti-DEI sentiments. Game Pass on Switch 2.
Thank God he ended that on a lighter note.
Everybody laughed.
Adam.
That's good. Claire Obscure Expedition 33 will garner a high 80s Metacritic score, and it will spark a new long-running RPG series. So we're getting this. We're fuck off, get gone, Final Fantasy. See you later, Dragon's Quest. All you old farts, get out of the way. We've got a new one. Housemarque will tease its next project in April, coinciding with Returnal's 4th anniversary. It'll be a return to Resogun, but with a stronger focus on story.
Returzogun.
I love it. No notes. Outside of a random Phil Spencer tweet that complements the game's development progress, we won't see Perfect Dark in 2025. Late in the year, a report from Bloomberg will state that the game is getting a complete rework. On a similar note, while celebrating the year that was, Phil Spencer will announce that he is leaving Xbox in early 2026.
So you're going to say he's going to announce he's passing away.
He's announced that he's joining Keeley in the grave. A shotgun one here. Hollow Knight, Silksong, Fable, Metroid Prime 4, and Little Devil Inside will all release this year. Bluepoint will finally reveal what game it's been working on, and it's Resistance. It's taken that IP from Insomniac, and it's going to do that going forward. And lastly, Devolver Digital throws its hat into the retro gaming sphere, publishing physical games for the Game Boy, the GBA, and the Nintendo 64.
Okay.
I like that. It's a real manifestation.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm trying so hard. I'm getting back into like the retro gaming, and I'm like, you know, it would be great on this Devolver games. So that's what I'm hoping for.
All right, Mark has got 8.
Jesus.
Let's get the obvious out of the way first. Nintendo will release the first ever open world Super Mario 3D platformer in October as part of the Switch 2's launch window catalog.
Sorry, did you say obvious out of the way?
Yeah.
Yeah, righto.
Mario Frontiers.
He does say first ever open world Mario 3D platform. I don't know if I don't know what the game is you're talking about. So anyway,
No, he's cooking. Let him go.
Nintendo goes all in on Donkey Kong for 2025, announcing a new entry in the Donkey Kong Country series, a Donkey Kong animated movie from the team behind the Super Mario Bros. Movie, and a partnership with Microsoft and Rare on Donkey Kong 64 Remastered.
Let's go.
Valve will announce
something weird.
Valve will announce a new Steam Deck. Valve will announce a new Half-Life game, but it's not Half-Life 3 to launch alongside the Steam Deck 2.
But it's not Half-Life 3. You're taking the piss at that point, surely.
Sony tries to sell Bungie to recoup Concord loss. 5. Ubisoft sells out to Tencent and finally confirms Beyond Good and Evil 2 is cancelled for good.
And evil.
6. Rocksteady goes back to basics with the dark gritty Batman Arkham reboot after the failed Suicide Squad experiment, though Warner Brothers instantly throws some weird bullshit all over it and ruins it again because Warner Brothers. 7. Xbox launches the Xbox Series XL in response to the PS5 Pro, a last hurrah before ending console.
XL.
I hate that
That's
it's
so
always
good.
been there. It's brilliant.
That's really
The
good.
Microsoft Excel.
That's fucking great.
As a last hurrah before ending console hardware manufacturing from 2026. I think I said that last year, but it feels even more likely now. Number 8, Bloodborne doesn't get patched. Ever.
That's mean.
Nice. Take that to the bank.
All right. Nathan.
All right, let me whip through these. I was good this year. I made little headings for myself to fill in over the week. So my first one is a Metacritic score prediction, and that is that Metal Gear Solid Delta will score within a couple of points of the original Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. Yay, that's positive. A hardware announcement. Sony goes ahead and announces a standalone Portal-like device. It's not named Portal. Its naming convention has nothing to do with the Portal. And it retails in Australia for as much as the PlayStation VR 2. In fact, I've said it retails for more.
Oh, Jesus.
Anything can happen at this point.
Ah, is it going to have some proprietary bullshit and not Bluetooth like the
Of
Portal?
course. Why-
Nice.
Yeah, stupid questions. A software announcement. As this one's been popular. Valve give us a look at a new Half-Life. They announced a new Half-Life. It's not a Half-Life 3. Of course it's not Half-Life 3. In fact, it's a Barney-driven Half-Life experience similar to Alex. Yay. A controversy. I don't know what I was cooking with this one, but Haze Light employees secretly reported to be quite scared of Ferez. Not because he's a pest. They just hate having to deal with his energy.
How is that It's a controversy that's somehow kind of positive. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
A surprise success. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 surprises
Cool.
everyone by being polished and ambitious in-sim RPG, which, it was pitched to be, but no one ever expected that it would. It ends up selling 1 million copies in its first month. Whoa! And the Chinese room turns out to be capable of crafting something beyond the bounds of a walking sim. Who'd have thunk it? Surprising failure. Okay, so here we go. I've got another one I was cooking.
If it's Jeff Keighley dies, I swear to God.
No, it's worse. So I've quoted here, those fucking Switch 2 Joy-Cons all have stick drift as well. Nintendo is oddly silent regarding the global outcry, and kids are continually veering into the abyss while playing Mario Kart 9. So we're on to something there, Kieran.
At least they're not paying for the game.
And my little manifestation at the end is Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD end up on a Nintendo Switch
please.
quote-unquote handheld.
Yes.
Very good. Good stuff. Well done. All right. Mine to wrap us up. Time Splitters 2 HD Remastered will be announced and released on the same day.
Oh my God.
Far Cry 7 will be announced, but will have a co-publisher. Broken Sword 6 will not release, but we will get a new gameplay trailer, and it will be announced as Charles Cecil's last game as director. Fair Games will be delayed indefinitely. Phil Spencer will step down as Xbox chief after another big round of layoffs or studio closure, but doesn't leave Microsoft.
Okay, all right.
GTA 6 will launch this year, but will not win Game of the Year.
Whoa.
Assassin's Creed Shadows will have a higher Metascore in 2025 than Ghosts of Yotai.
Wow.
That's bold.
Holy shit.
They're my predictions. There you go.
Wow.
Oof.
God damn.
Big
It
swing.
blows me away. Not that last one. That's bullshit. But that you were the only one that mentioned GTA 6 in their predictions.
So-
Genuinely surprised.
I want to just talk about wording of these predictions, right? Because that's my little godsend here. So Assassin's Creed Shadows will have a higher Metascore in 2025 than Ghosts of Yotai. So I'm banking on it.
Yotai just doesn't have a Metascore in 2025. Good times.
Oh, fuck off. You're getting caught
And
up
same
in
with
semantics
GTA.
there.
GTA, yeah,
You
see? Gets
son of a
released
Game of the
this
Year
year.
doesn't release.
Gets released this year, but
Ah.
doesn't win Game of the Year.
You
Oh!
cheeky little badger.
Fucking oath, doggy. All right, cool. But they're my ones. So
There is some good predictions in there. They're really good. I like them.
Well, I was like, everyone's gonna say Ubisoft's gonna fucking tank and go close. I was like,
It did cross my mind. Wouldn't
yeah. So
Yeah.
I was like, what's something?
Ubisoft and GTA.
I was like, what's an Ubisoft prediction that's different? Co-publisher, baby.
I like that.
I do like
I
that.
almost
Night comes back.
I almost had my prediction that they're going to start sharing their IP a little bit more amongst others, but yeah, I like that. That's good.
All right, cool. We'll whip these up in an article, and obviously we'll keep tracking. We'll go again at the end of the year. Did we do predictions last year? Because we never actually went back through them, did we?
I'm sure we did.
Yeah,
I feel like we did.
There's no article, at least I know of, but we might need to just come back on that at another time. All right, there are the predictions. That is that. Now we need to hit to the news. I think that's next on the agenda. It is the news, baby. Well, speaking of big games that are going to get big scores, Assassin's Creed Shadows has been delayed again. Moving from February, this time it's coming on March 20, just to give it a little bit more of that Polish juice that Ubisoft has there. Did you see the controversy that came with this new date?
Yeah. Yeah, not great. Unfortunate, but also I don't know. It's like I can't remember what the
It's like an
catastrophe was,
anniversary
but it's
date of a tragedy, basically.
yeah.
I
Like,
don't remember the exact details, but yeah.
It doesn't line up particularly well for them, that's for sure. Hang on.
Is
Let
this-
me find the
I
details.
feel like this has dogged them the entire way of marketing this game. I almost think that the first delay that they went from last year to this year was because of marketing things that people weren't happy about. Because there was a lot of
They've-
stuff going on.
They've screwed the pooch on a lot of their marketing, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Like they included a part of a Tory gate.
That was literally the
That
day
was-
before it got delayed from last year that came out. So like, well, maybe not the day before, but it was like timed very closely to that.
What was the issue with that again? Remind me. I can't remember the exact.
Cultural insensitivity towards a sacred site.
Right.
Well, that exact part of the Tory gate is like one of the last standing things at Hiroshima. So it's not.
Right.
Oh, it's even more. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
there's levels to it. Yeah, you don't want to fuck with the Tory gate. That's kind of like a cultural thing. But B, it's like it's exactly the same as. Yeah, it exists in the world. Not
That
great.
is my question. Coming from someone who has no understanding of these issues, the game is set in Japan. Japan has these gates. Why is it? Not why is it, but I guess why is it such a big deal?
I think it's just like the commodification of something that does have like a tragic background to it.
Right.
Where it's like if it was in the game like that Torii gate, or like obviously the time sort of the setting is different, so it wouldn't be, but if it was in the game I feel like that would make sense. But to like slap it on a toy and be like,
Right.
here, Assassin's Creed, I think that's where like that line
Okay.
kind of I don't know for sure, but I feel like that's definitely a big factor.
Yeah, right.
And to fact check, it's March 20th is the 30th anniversary of the Tokyo that sarin attacks that happened
Oh, the
in the
sarin
subway
attacks.
Oh
system.
shit, right.
Yeah.
Well, March 20 is when Assassin's Creed Shadows comes out. I can't see them. There's no way they would delay it again, unless they're like, oh, we're gonna release 3 days early or something.
Well,
Good time.
we'll find out, won't we?
We will find out. All right, a Lego and Nintendo collab is bringing us a Lego Game Boy. Kieron, tell me, what's this all about? Aren't you the
Lego
Lego?
Game Boy.
Yep. All right. Good.
Yeah, I mean, this is like, I think this is their like big exclusive Nintendo set for the year, similar to like when they had the original Nintendo, or yeah, any number of those. It's hard. They haven't really shown anything yet, but I think it's coming out towards the end of the year.
So
Yeah, in October.
In October. It's an interesting one because like even if it's to scale, I can't imagine it being very many pieces. I think the Nintendo the NES set comes with like a TV and cartridges and controller and all that stuff. So it's quite a big and prohibitively expensive set. Whereas I think like this one's going to be a little bit more
So the
affordable for people.
the TV one, is that you like can wind it and Mario like
you
jumps
turn
and
the
shit,
gear
yeah?
and it essentially plays the first level on the TV.
Surely with this, it's bigger and it's got Tetris, and you can turn it and you can like change what shapes you
Rotate.
put in, and you can
Yeah,
have it
I
drop.
can see that.
I think it'd be cool.
But yeah, very exciting.
Very good. So speaking of no, but Sony has announced a Helldivers and Horizon Zero Dawn movie. Both are live action. Horizon will be produced in partnership with Columbia Pictures, and Helldivers is between Sony Productions and Sony Pictures. I think these were announced at CES, I believe. Yep. I don't think we got any other info other than that. On this same topic, did you see that the Until Dawn trailer dropped yesterday?
It's like a little sneak peek thing. It's mainly the director kind of talking about the approach they're taking to the movie, which, to be honest, sounds better than I was expecting it to be. Have the rest of you watched it?
I read the pitch. Haven't watched it.
Yeah. So it sounds more interesting than just like remaking the game but a movie. So essentially it's like a bunch of kids trapped in a house, and if they die, they wake back up in the house, and it's like a different horror genre. So I don't know, it actually sounds semi-interesting.
Right.
So
Yeah, it's far more experimental than I would have thought.
Oh, 100%. So yeah, I think it could be cool.
Sick. Do we have a date for that, by the way? Is that this year, or we don't know?
It's meant to be this year. I don't know if we have a date, though.
All right. Cool. While you're checking that, Ghost of Tsushima Legends is getting an anime adaptation. It's coming to Crunchyroll, and the Star Wars Vision director Takanobu Mizuno is helming the project.
It's an interesting choice, like that. It's based off Legends. I think Legends fucking rules. Like,
is that
as
the
a game
multiplayer?
mode, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's more like fantastical and less bound by reality, I guess. So kind of makes sense. Apparently, Until Dawn, April 25th.
Sorry, go again. April 25th.
April 25th, yeah.
Yeah, right.
So like
Few
around
months.
the corner.
Shit.
We'll see, I
Get
guess.
that one under
But yeah,
wraps.
apparently, there's like the actual trailer is meant to drop in the next couple weeks, I think. So yeah, I'll watch this space.
Very good. Other very quick news is obviously there's been some more studio closes with now this one, I don't want to be mean here with this one, but I was kind of shocked that Counterplay Games hadn't already closed. I thought Godfall people, like, they're the devs that made Godfall. I thought that was unless it must have been someone else. And the other two devs I have forgotten that were affected. But they're out there. But not a good start to the year. More layoffs. I think a lot of people were saying this would be the year we'll turn around, but All right, off topics. 2000's bloody film of the week. I'm up. Mostly because I actually forgot until halfway through. But I'm up nonetheless.
I'll always make sure to park a spare one for you if you need.
Cheers, mate. I do appreciate that. I nearly did hit you up, but I was like, no. Dog act. So, a team of 5 men, headed by Avner Kaufman, is assigned the task of killing the members of a terrorist unit who were responsible for killing a few Israeli athletes during the 1972 Olympics. Now, I've deliberately left out the name of the Olympics.
Does this one star? Is this Argo?
No.
No.
Stars our good mate Chopper Reed, mate. Eric Bananas.
Eric Banner.
Munich. No?
Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got him.
Nice work. 78% on Letterboxd on Rotten
Is this a
Tomatoes.
Spielberg joint?
This is a Spielberg film. Very good. Came out 2006 in February, and you can watch it, Stan. And you can rent it from Google and Apple TV and Prime, should you wish to throw them a few bucks because they need it. That little
I watched this back in the day, but I was too young to appreciate it. It's definitely one of his more mature films.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen it for like a very, very, very long time, but I do recall enjoying it. Yeah, good stuff. Anyone else seen it? No.
Nope.
I have not.
Add it to the list, mate. Do you got Stan? No,
Nah.
don't watch it then.
No Stan for me.
Alrighty. Over
What's
the
Stan good for? Sports and reality TV. Yeah.
and From, if you like watching that show, if you like torturing
But all
yourself.
you do is complain about it, bro.
I do. That's why I said if you like torturing yourself. They do have something else, but anyway, doesn't matter. Off topics. What do we all watch over the holiday period?
I know something that both you and I have watched over the holiday period, Zachary, being Nosferatu.
Okay.
Same.
Which-
Samesies?
Yeah, which I largely enjoyed. I'm kind of 50-50 on Robert Eggers as a director. I thought Norseman was good. I thought that The Lighthouse was huffing its own farts for 2 hours. So I didn't really know
Cool.
where I was gonna kind of sit with this one. It's a gorgeous film. Like there are some shots that are absolutely fantastic. It's probably a bit longer than it needs to be, and there are some scenes that kind of drag on a bit, but overall I thought it was pretty good. And Zach, I think you were similar, if I remember.
Yeah, pretty much the same with that one. I think it's a solid 7 from me. Some really stunning and like, what's the right word? Like not dark, but like gritty, maybe. Like some sort of shots that are like very clean, but like dark. I don't know what the right word is that I'm looking for, but I really did like the castle. I thought there was some really good shots in there. But yeah, I found it a little bit long. And it kind of got a little bit boring. I was just like I'm ready now. Like finish me off.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Anything else you checked out?
No, I'm going to go watch Conclave this week. So I'll get back to you next week on how that is. Oh, I watched, not that it's for the first time, but I watched Good Will Hunting. I got to introduce Key to that and forgot how fucking great that film is because I probably haven't seen it in like 10 years. So good.
Awesome film. Good film.
Yeah,
Nathan,
so that's me.
what have you been watching, man?
I fired up my Apple TV subscription, watched
Good
2
man.
shows. First one was actually season 4 of Slow Horses.
Thoughts?
That's my favourite season so far.
Okay, interesting.
And I believe that you said it was your least favourite season.
I did say that.
Yeah. So that's fun, isn't it? Because I had a ripper of a time, and I was like, I'm surprised that 4 seasons in this show still got the juice. So yeah, I mean, getting Hugo Weaving onto the cast was a fun choice for that season.
He is good in it too.
He is. Yeah, I was quite surprised what they did with his character. So I'm keen. I'm pleased that they're still cooking with that show. So season 5 we'll see sometime this year. Looking forward to that. The other show I watched, which I was a bit surprised by, not in a particularly good way, was Dark Matter with Joel Edgerton. He's an actor I like, and I like the premise of the show. And I've heard very good things about the book. The book's meant to be quite fast paced and not particularly long, and quite interesting sci-fi. This show looks fucking shit for an Apple TV show. Like it's always like got a real dark, cheap lens, palette, composition, whatever you want to call it. Just doesn't look like there's much budget behind it ever, except for like the last 2 episodes. And it's just really slow, and just nothing happens until like as I said, like the last 2 episodes. It's just it's a show about dude creates a box. It kind of wants to do a dark thing, but it just constantly trips over itself. Dude creates a box. He walks into it. It like gives him access to like infinite versions of himself, different realities, and then they'll just start folding in on one another. But it's too slow to bother setting up any stakes or getting through
It
anything.
is. Because
Yeah,
it's
you've
like,
seen it, have you?
yeah, I
Yeah.
liked it.
I liked it, but I would never recommend it to anyone.
Yeah.
It's too slow.
It is like, well, I feel like it starts kind of cool, and then it kind of, you get the twist, or whatever, not twist, but you get the, the box like quite early, and then it's
Yeah.
like 3/4 of the season is like just in the box.
That's right. Just what
and it's just
realities
like,
are there out there?
yeah, it's just like, and I think that went 1 or 2 episodes too long.
It just has no stakes though. Like
'Cause it's
there's
9
no
eps, isn't it?
consequence to anything.
Like, I think it's
Yeah.
9 eps. Like, it could have been 6, for example.
Well, the book is notable for being really sharply paced, and I didn't really feel like it concluded in any meaningful way either. So
No.
Yeah.
Anyway, nice.
And then I read book 4 and 5 of the Wheel of Time, so I'm like 4,000 plus pages deep. I'm only a third of the way.
Jesus.
I'm having fun though.
Jesus Christ.
Mm.
Oh my God.
Which is
Nice.
good.
KV, what'd you feast your eyes upon?
I'm trying to think of like anything that I've watched recently. Famously, don't watch movies.
How's Desperate Housewives?
Actually, I was going to mention that. Honestly, the most notable things that I've watched over the past like couple of months have been Desperate Housewives and Wicked. So
Okay.
for
How's
anyone who's like joined the podcast since like last time I was on it many years ago, welcome to my closet. Wicked is fucking phenomenal. If you like musicals or like have any affinity for like The Wizard of Oz or the books or whatever, like just like 10 out of 10 nailed every aspect of that movie, apart from the fact that now I have to wait a year for the second part. Yeah, and Sonic 3 also very, very good.
Keen to watch it.
Yeah, just cinema. One of the best video game adaptations of all time. So
Cool.
That's awesome.
yeah,
There you go. Nice work.
yeah.
Sick. I checked out Black Doves, which is on James's recommendation, with the one with Kieran Knightley and teeth acting.
Oh, Netflix.
It's
Yeah.
literally all I could fucking think about. Watching it, but it was good, solid. Enjoyed it. I think Nathan, you might enjoy it if you're into like your slow horses kind of stuff. I think this
On
is
the
something
list.
that's
Yeah.
check that out. I watched. I've started watching Missing You, which actually stars the one of the agents, one of the female agents from Slow Horses, black hair, dark skin. I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, and she's really good.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
What other quick little things have I watched? I feel like I went
What's
to another
Missing
movie.
You on?
Netflix.
It is on Netflix.
We watched so for my birthday we went out into the city last weekend and came home and we watched Happy Gilmore. There you go.
Nice. In preparation for the sequel.
For the sequel, and Anna had never seen it. Fine enough, good enough. And then I watched The Bank of Dave, and that's pretty much been it. However, one more thing, I thought we all might have seen this. Squid Games 2.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah. Yep. I forget. I watched it on like the day one, I think.
Kieran's
I've seen the first 3 episodes, I think.
Where'd you land, Nathan?
I was frustrated that it was half a season. Like it was just a lot of setup. I like the ways that it sort of changed or like surprised me in terms of my expectations of, oh, we're going to do all this again, are we? And then they got a few twists on the formula. And I like the characters and the acting. Like, all that's still top notch for me. Just the premise was a little bit wishy-washy because I'm not quite sure what they're cooking. As I said, they've kind of left it hanging.
Yeah. I won't say much more. But there were some bits that I were like, what's the point of this bit kind of thing. But I guess we'll wait and see.
Do you get the feeling that they're kind of dragging it out just to kind of milk it?
Fucking
Yeah, same.
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Um,
Bummer.
Yeah. I think that's pretty much all I've got to discuss from that. Anybody else? Anything else you want to share before we scoot?
Let's send it
60.
home.
Tight 90. Just missed our tight 90.
Tight 90. Well, it's basically tight 90.
Sure.
Good enough. Good enough for a tight
It
90.
will be.
Thank you for joining us for the first episode of 2025 on the WellPlayed DLC podcast. You can check out the previews, the reviews that we talked about on the website there. The predictions will be up if you've forgotten them. Make sure you start writing Jeff Keighley's obituary, KV, for the for that. And the Game Award winners will be
dark.
will be up at some point. No, that's not a good question to ask. Anyway, if you can check out us on the socials over at YouTube and Twitter, you'll see us at WellPlayed_AU, and Blue Sky at WellPlayed, and Facebook is somewhere along the lines of those two things. So check it out. Give us a like, share, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. You know the drill. But I'm sure you do already because we love you. So have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.
See you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.